Hey, what's happening? It's Nick with Lone Star Boot Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about how you can store your cowboy boots. Now, the first and least expensive way to store your boots is exactly the way they come from the store. You can keep them in the box. You can keep the tissue paper shoved up in the toe and vamp area to help prevent creasing. And you can keep the cardboard shaft shapers in the shaft, and that will help prevent sagging just a little bit, but also help prevent them from creasing long ways when they're stored on their side. They have a tendency to fold up like a taco, and then it's not round around your calf. And when you put your jeans over it, you might see it sticking out in the front and back. Now, the second least expensive way to store your boots is the way that I actually like to do it, and that's with pool noodles. Now, this was not my idea. There's people that have been doing this long before I did, and I actually got the idea from them in some Facebook groups. What I like to do is I like to buy the skinnier ones, and I take those and use it almost as a boot tree, and I'll shove it in the toe area up like this, but I also like to keep it tight against the heel, and this will prevent the heel from losing its shape too much, and up here it will prevent it from creasing too much. And I actually bought these boots used, and they were well worn and creased quite a bit, so I have kept pool noodles in here for over a month, and it's already made a difference to kind of break it in the other way and take some of those creases out. Now, the other thing I like to use is the fat pool noodles, and I use those in place of a shaft shaper. Now, this will help prevent sagging a little bit, not a whole lot, but what it does help prevent is boots that are stored on their side like this tend to crease this way. And what that can do is it possibly can rub the inside of your calf and, be uncomfortable that way. But also, if it creases this way, it's not going to be round where your calf is. So when your pants come over it, it has a tendency to stick out in the front and back and be noticeable, and I personally don't care for that. Now, the third thing you can do is go ahead and use a pool noodle in the foot area or the tissue paper like I talked about earlier. But on Amazon, they sell, it's basically this exact thing, this shaft shaper, but it's made out of plastic. So it'll last a lot longer than this will. And I'll put a link to those down in the description. You can get several of them for not a lot of money. It's not quite as cheap as the pool noodles, but it would probably hold the shape of your shaft a little bit better. And then the last idea I have for you is to buy cedar boot trees, which looks just like a shoe tree, but it's got a thinner heel on it and will expand this way and pull your boot flat like this. And those are great, but they can be a little bit pricey, especially compared to these other options. Now, I've never owned the boot trees. I find that the pool noodles work just fine for me, and it's a lot less expensive than buying a boot tree for every pair of boots that I have. But hey, drop me a comment down below if you have any other ideas or ways that you like to store your boots. I'd love to hear them, and I'm sure everybody else in the comments would as well. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button and go ahead and click that little bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. Hey, thank you for all the likes and subs. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Now, I'll see y'all on the next one. Take it easy.